Okay. Happy Sunday, everyone. Thank you for joining me today. Rain on the charts or Alethea, whichever one you want to call me. It's all good. And today I'm doing another in our trading basics. And today, what I'm going to cover is my trading rules. So before I get into it, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. I also would love for you to give my video a thumbs up, hit the notification bell so you'll know whenever I'm going live. And please share. The goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers. So please help me with that. Okay. So let's see. We have my friend Nelly here, one of my partners, one of my business partners. And, Nelly, I would love it if you can, participate. Don't be shy, but I don't think that you're a shy type of person. Um, so I'm gonna cover the trading rules. When it comes to trading and the Forex market, yes, there are skills that are required, but just having the skills is not all. You can have all the skills in the world, be a phenomenal technical analyst. Sorry. There are three different types of analysis when it comes to trading. There's technical, where you're on trading view marking up the charts. There is sentimental, and that's more based on how you feel. Like, oh, I feel as though price is gonna go up. I really feel that. And then there is fundamentals, which is the news. I talk about Forex Factory and the news all the time. So some people do a combination of all three. And there are times when, yes, I'm doing all three. Some people will stick mainly to technical analysis, which that's the most popular. But imagine that when people first started trading, they were not using technical analysis. I don't know how they were doing it. Me, I don't see how I could be a trader if I wasn't analyzing, because, it's based on patterns. But anyway, all of this to say, it doesn't matter how great you are with your analysis, whichever format you're using, you have to have some rules that you follow. Otherwise, it's not really going to pan out to anything. When I read the book Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas, there's a link if you need to purchase that book. There's a link in my description box. So when I read that book, there's a story about a guy in there who is an excellent trader in terms of analysis. He's so skilled with that, but yet he had to go and get a job because he just wasn't cutting it as a trader. And he went to work for one of these firms, and the boss was talking with him, and the guy was telling him, yeah, price is gonna hit this level and then it's gonna go up, and I'm sure of it. And there's nothing that is certain. When it comes to trading, there is nothing that is certain. We're all just speculating. So because the guy was there speaking so confidently, and yeah, you should be confident in what you're doing, but you should always have plans in place just on the off chance that things go contrary to what you want, because it can and it will happen. It will happen. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So when it happens, you need to be on the right side of things. So this guy was like, yeah, it's gonna do this. And the boss, he just made a phone call. When you have access to billions of dollars, you can make a phone call. And he told them, hey, buy all of this stuff, which went against what the guy was saying. And as a result, when it hit that floor, like he said, oh, it's going to turn around. It absolutely did not turn around. It kept going. And he was so confused, like, how come? Because he was so sure. So, I learned that lesson reading Trading in the Zone, amongst other lessons. in the book. It's helped change my trading game. So I came up with a few rules, and I am going to share them with you. So Nelly, do you have any idea what my first rule is?
No.
My first rule, and this may be the most important one of them, is to follow the rules. That's the first rule, to follow the rules. And actually, I'm going to put up the whiteboard and I'm going to just start writing it, you know, because we really need to follow these rules. All right. Can I move this? Yes, I can move this here. All right. So rules to follow, right? And rule number one,
Follow the rules.
exactly. I can't tell you how much I fail at this. But that's why it's my rule number one. Like, it was a series of trial and error for me to get to what my rules will be. So that's my rule number one, to follow the rules. Rule number two, and this one is very important as well.
Proper risk management. Discipline.
Don't trade when you're emotional or you're having negative feelings or you're distracted.
I was gonna say, don't not follow the rules.
Because oftentimes when we're going through things, we will do the wrong thing in the market. We may revenge trade, because we're dealing with something else. We'll come and and just completely mess up, and that's happened to me. So these rules that I'm coming up with, it's as a result of experience that I have had, money that I have lost. Okay. Because remember, guys, trading involves risk. Like you said, risk management. Risk management is flowing throughout all the rules, and following the rules is a part of risk management. It is. It all is. So you are absolutely not wrong. All these rules are under the risk management umbrella. Thank you for saying that, because I just put the video under the trading basics playlist. I was thinking, oh, I need to create a rules playlist for it, but I definitely will put it under risk management, because this is risk management, right? So that is going to be rule number two. Don't trade when you're distracted or any negativity, or you're emotional. And when trading, you want to not be overjoyed or depressed. You just want to be even, because you don't want to get overly enthused when you hit the jackpot, as it were, and you don't want to be overly depressed if things are not going in your favor. You have to take emotion out of trading. You kind of need to be like a robot, right? Now, this rule applies to me because of the type of trader that I am. But everybody, you need to decide for yourself what type of trader you are. Me, I'm more of a scalper. So, because I'm a scalper, my rule number three is that I need to check the news. I need to check the news and set appropriate notifications, right? And set appropriate notification. And you guys are seeing that I'm not really great with the typing. It takes me longer than most, right? So check the news and set appropriate notifications. So where do I check the news? I go to forexfactory.com. It's a free site that you can use, and the news is shown in a series of folders with different colors. A gray folder means that there's a bank holiday. Yellow folder, low impact news. Orange folder, medium impact. Red folder, high impact news. So I'm checking the news when I'm going to trade, because I don't want, when I'm trading, for there to be any red folder on whichever currency I'm actually trading. Also, saying say I'm gonna trade at 8 a.m. and there's news on, say, the Australian dollar, a red folder on the Australian dollar at 8 a.m., that's not really gonna have any bearing on me, because um it's the London session and the New York session that's open at 8 a.m. I wouldn't be trading any Australian pairs. So I wouldn't need to really set any notification with that. If there was a red folder on the US dollar or on the Great Britain pound at 8 a.m. when I'm looking to trade, then I would, if I checked, say, half an hour before I saw that news was coming up, I would definitely have a notification on my phone so that I would not be in any trades at the time of the news. So say I was going to trade for 2 hours and 8 o'clock is within those 2 hours. Say I started trading at 7, I would have a notification set for like 7:45 for me to be wrapping up, so I would not be in the market when news happens. And when it comes to trading news, I would advise new people to not do not trade the news. The little experience that I have with trading the news, here's what I have assessed. Number one, I don't want to be in the market when the news is happening. Number two, I want to be watching the charts right at that time. I'm going to see the candle moving up, down, moving erratically, like that volatility that us traders love. There is OD volatility when a red folder comes out, if it's CPI or like unemployment, certain things, it's like gonna be crazy news. And you want to wait maybe 15 minutes for the price, for the market to make its move. I would say around 15 minutes. So it's gonna go in a decided direction. You wait on it to happen, and in 15 minutes it will do a move. And then there are two things you can do. You can trade the pullback, because in my observation, it always pulls back. If it's even halfway, it pulls back and then it continues. So you can trade the pullback, or you can wait for the pullback and trade the continuation. That is one thing that I've seen happen a lot of times. Does it happen every single time? No. Does it happen a lot? Yes. So that is one thing you can look out for in terms of trading the news, right? Is that clear for you, Nelly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, awesome. All right. So the next thing is know how much you're willing to lose for the day. All right. Okay, let's get that in. All right. So the next thing, I was doing so good. All right. All right. Know your daily drawdown. How much are you willing to lose in your quest, right? So decide. Nelly, you mentioned risk management. So you're gonna have two numbers: the number how much you want to make, and how much you're willing to lose. Remember, trading involves risk, so you cannot anticipate gaining all the time. There will be losses. So when the losses occur, how much are you willing to lose in a day? Is it 1%? Is it 2%? Is it 5%? You decide that number, but it has to make sense with your goal for the day, how much you want to make. How much you want to make cannot be less than how much you're willing to lose. So if your goal is to grow your account 2% in a day, you can't be saying, oh, I'm willing to lose 5%. Then it would need to be like 1%. And with that in mind, you would need to know how much you're willing to risk on one trade. So if you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I talk about risking 1, 2, or 3% of your account. That's what I learned when I started off on the binary option side. But I would also say 0.5%, so you can risk 0.5% of your account when trading, right? And the smaller your percentage, the more trades you're able to be in at one time, right? So if your goal is to say grow your account 2% in a day, you don't want to risk 2% of your account. It would make more sense to risk 0.5% of your account. So the risk to reward ratio can make sense. You do a risk of 1 to 2. So you risk 0.5% to make 1%. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And I want to take 1 second to say hello to Benna, who is here right now. All right. All right. So yes, risk 0.5% if your goal is to grow your account 2%. Now, 2%, some people may, oh, I want to grow my account 8%, 10%. How much money are you making having your money in the bank? you know, you're not even making 1%. So be a little realistic with your expectations, especially when you're a new trader. You want to be realistic. You can set a goal of growing your account around 2% in a day. That's more than you would make in an entire year if you have your money in the bank, right? You wouldn't even do that in a year, having the money in the bank. So know your daily drawdown. And then 5, I have it all broken down. 5 is what's your max gain. So that's where you're going to decide on your percentage. Max gain in percentage. And a lot of people, uh, have a dollar amount. As long as the dollar amount equates to the percentage, I prefer to focus on a percentage that you're going to make as opposed to a dollar amount that you want to make. Think in terms of the percentage. So know your daily drawdown. That's how much you're willing to take a hit on, and know how much you want to make, right? So that's a max gain. Max loss, know that number in percentage as well. Know it in percentage. And I would say, and as a scalper, you may not necessarily have a stop loss in place, but try to have a stop loss. So that's going to be rule number 6. Have a stop loss. right? I would say to make it mandatory, especially if you're a new trader. So stop loss mandatory when new. All right. And then rule number 7, I would say no more than 2 trades at a time. No more than 2 trades at a time. Now, when I say no more than 2 trades at a time, that means, let's go back to that percentage again. If you know that your goal is to grow your account 2%, say you're not risking 0.5%. Say you're risking 1% for a trade. If you're in 2 trades, that's 2% right there, right? And if you're saying that the most you're willing to lose is 2%, you cannot be in more than those 2 trades, because now if you hit stop loss, you're going to lose more than that 2%. So I say no more than 2 trades at one time, and you can end up being in more than 2 trades, but that would mean you would have to be in risk-free trades. What do I mean by that? Well, you can take partial profits, and I have a video that covers the trailing stop loss, or turning your stop loss into stop profit. I have a playlist for that, so you can go check that out if you need a refresher. So once you're like 20, 30 pips in profit on your trade, you want to move your stop loss up and put your stop loss a little bit above your entry price if you're in for a buy, or a little bit below your entry price if you're in for a sell. And with that, now you're in a risk-free trade. So you also want to take partial profits. So say you're in a trade of and your lot size is, say, 0.1, 0.2, let's say 0.2. You can close out the trade for 0.1 and you'd still have 0.1 left. And then if the trade decides to now go against you, you got some money. If it hits the stop loss, you wouldn't have lost anything. You just wouldn't have made any more, but you would have made something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So once one trade turns into a risk-free trade, then you can look to see what other trade you can get in, right? And so on and so on. So as trades go further and further into profit, you can close out, again, trading in the zone. It tells you that when the market gives you your money, you should take it. So that's why, learn how to take partial profits and, take some money. Over my time trading, I see that 20 pips, the market is good for 20 pips. It can go more, but around 20, 30 pips, you want to take some money. You want to take some money that the market is giving you, and then you can move your stop loss up, and you're just gonna keep going from there if possible. Using MetaTrader for the app, you're not able to put in the trailing stop loss where it can do it for you. But if you use your desktop, you can put in a trailing stop loss. And so you can be out skipping, doing cartwheels in the park. And the stop loss is just gonna keep moving up the further into profit you go. If you have done the setup on MetaTrader 4 on your desktop, you have to do it manually if it's on your phone. So then you have to watch it and do it there, right? But yeah, Does anybody have any questions? No questions. Okay. And this is my last rule. And I don't know if I should call it a rule or just whatever. But my last thing is I am so happy and grateful now that I am a patient and disciplined trader. And that is it. Those are my rules for trading. Is there anything that you would add to this, Nelly?
No, that pretty much sums it up because I would only add the risk management, but that's already there.
That is incorporated, that the whole thing is about managing your risk, having the stop loss, knowing your maximum gain, how much you're willing to lose, no more than 2 trades at a time. That is what it is. That is what it is. What about you, Venna? Anything that you would add? Okay. I guess the princess have you occupied over there. All right. So yeah. Um, is there anything that you had any question about, Nelly, that I could possibly answer for you? May not have to do with rules, but something else trading specific.
No, I can't think of nothing right now. Not off of the top of my head, no.
Okay, okay. Did you read Trading in the Zone?
Did I read it? No, I have not. No.
I am in listening mode and you're coming in with a delay. So I didn't get your question because we're outside walking. So you're coming in with some strange level of delay. I don't know if you can hear me properly.
Yeah, I hear you. So Nelly, you haven't read the book? You need to read
Trading in the Zone? Nope. Who is it? Who wrote it?
Mark Douglas.
No, I'm gonna get it right now then.
Go into get it, do me a favor and get it from my description box. I have a link in there to Amazon.
Your YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but Trading in the Zone, I wish I had read it uh sooner than later, but what I can say is that gaining some experience before reading it, when I finally did read it, it's like the book was speaking to me and I understood. So now you've had experience in the market. So when you read it, you're gonna feel like he's picking on you. Like, why is he, have you been over my shoulder when I'm trading? You're gonna feel like that. But it's an excellent, excellent book. A must read. Uh, because trading, it's skill is necessary, but it's more the discipline of it. And this book helps with that. So yes. Um,
I'm looking at it right now. I'm ordering it.
okay. Yeah, it's a great book. Uh, I want to read it again, actually. Anybody out in YouTube have any questions? I know there are a couple people watching out there, but nobody's saying anything. All right. So I guess this one was a short one. I just wanted to give the rules because there people who they're getting the trade ideas, from economy, and somehow they're not able to take that and grow their accounts. And what the issue might be is just not having rules that you're following. It's just like anything else out there. You have to have, the format. You follow the format. Now, these are my rules that I have come up with over time. Maybe you will come up with some different rules, but I think at the core, um, what I have as the rules for me, most people are gonna have, if not the same, something similar. They may have one less or two more things in their rules, and I'm open to hearing what some other rules are that people have. So feel free, guys, to comment your rules or tell me, do you think that the rules that I have are some good rules, or do you think that you will implement these rules? And did you guys see I was talking about how I got hacked last weekend? So while I was on the live stream last Sunday, someone was busy hacking my account, my Instagram and my Facebook after, but IG really came through for me because I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to start all over again. And how I have the followers that I have on IG, it required some painful hours in some what they call that? Oh my gosh. All right. Clubhouse. In some clubhouse rooms. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like going in clubhouse. Oh, follow for follow, and I'm following. But I was really aggressive in clubhouse. So I don't even really mess with it anymore. But that's how I got some of the followers that I have, and some of the people I follow was as a result of Clubhouse. So I don't want to have to start all over again. But I would have, but thanks, IG. Didn't have to do that. But yeah, uh, I'm gonna end the YouTube live. So everybody out there in YouTube land, um, if you stumbled upon my channel on accident, please go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when I'm going live. I typically go live every Sunday, and I'm doing trading basics. I've been in the trading space for about 4 years now, almost. Yeah. And I just want to share what I've been learning. Also, I'm partnered with a platform, and that's how I'm growing my knowledge. If you want to learn how to trade too, I'd be more than happy to introduce you, show you what it is that I do. All right. So I will see you guys out in YouTube next week. Take care. Bye bye. All right.
You look so pretty with your hair.